the Rad Road. This is our series of short videos on leveraging LinkedIn. And this is the first one, so it's going to be a little longer than the ones subsequently, but we have so much good information for you. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Stephanie O'Brien, and this is Dr. Stephanie Rooney next to me. And our company is called the Rad Road because RAD stands for relevant, authentic, and differentiated, which is what you need to be to stand out among 4 million graduates this year trying to get a job, and many more trying to get internships if you're still in college. So what we do is we work off two platforms that we believe will ensure your success in the transition from student to adult professional, which is one, developing a unique career identity and having a really good career strategy. And the second platform, because this is an intense transition, which you know, is having the emotional aspect of it and being able to overcome self-doubt and creating a real success and confidence mindset going into your professional life and real life and adulting and career, and also life skills. So those are kind of our two platforms that we coach on. So with that said, what this LinkedIn series is really giving you guys clear-cut steps and strategies to leverage LinkedIn to network like crazy and network effectively. So we know that 80% of jobs come from networking directly with people and not just applying and spamming your resume out. So this series is going to focus on how you position yourself as relevant, authentic, and differentiated enough to get real traction and real networking and real contacts to get that job a lot quicker and a lot more effectively than just spamming out your resumes. So with that said, we wanted to take a step back before we go into the specific tactics and strategies we have for you, because we know it's so difficult to put yourself out there. And it takes a lot of confidence to reach out cold to executives that are very high level or even just a level or two above you, whether it's a hiring manager or a professional that you want to network and connect with to try to get advice and hopefully an opportunity. So Dr. Stephanie is going to give you some amazing tips, 3 really specific strategies to get you revved up and to build that perseverance, because you know you may not hear back from people right now, and so that's really tough on the ego. It's really tough on your self-confidence. So she's going to give you 3 incredible strategies before we jump into networking on LinkedIn that are really going to help you in putting yourself out there and connecting in a really powerful way. So take it away, Stephanie.
Absolutely. So I have 3 strategies for you that help you get out of your own way. We know that you need to get on LinkedIn. We know that you need to connect. So what's stopping you? The first thing that I hear so much from people is the thought or the feeling like, I don't know if I have anything of value. I don't know if I have experience. I don't know, they're not going to take me seriously. I'm just some kid. So my first tip is I want you to stop, listen, and identify your inner critic. Your inner critic is a concept that we as psychologists apply to these type of thoughts that are so subtle in the background. They're like white noise. And they get in the way because they're telling you, and it's meant to protect you, but they're telling you, hey, this isn't safe. Don't do it. Like, this isn't really going to work out. It's not worth your time. And these are the thoughts that you may not even be aware of that are causing you to hem, haw, stall, procrastinate, maybe even dismiss this advice that we're giving, thinking, well, I applied to jobs, my LinkedIn profile's there. Like, I don't need to do this extra step. That's not true. We know that's not true because there are 4 million graduates hitting the market right now, and it's a tighter market than ever, and everyone has a resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn profile. So what's going to make you stand out is your moxie, your creativity, your hustle. So we need to help you get that hustle. So that first step, listen to your inner critic. Not listen as in do what it says, but I want you to identify it and identify what you're afraid might happen. 2, I want you to practice self-compassion. What's self-compassion? Self-compassion is what you would tell your roommate if they came to you and said, I'm never going to get a job. I submitted 30 resumes in the last 2 months. I've gotten 0 interviews. I don't know. I'm moving back home, and like, this feels impossible. Like, I'm never going to get a job. You wouldn't say to them, yeah, that sucks. That's true. Like, you suck. You would never say that. And yet sometimes we tell ourselves that. You would give them a pep talk. You would say, no, like, you have to keep trying. You don't know what's going to come up. You had that super cool internship last summer. You're great with people. Like, no, you have to keep trying. They'd be lucky to have you. What you would tell your roommate is what you need to tell yourself. That's step 2. Tip 3 is what I call the what's the worst that can happen trick. So when the inner critic's being really loud and telling you all these horrible things are going to happen, you're going to go, hold up, stop. What's really the worst that's going to happen? Am I really going to die from embarrassment? Am I really going to be blacklisted from this person forever, or this company is never going to consider me? Is the pain of the rejection going to ruin my summer? No. Could it possibly ruin a couple hours? Maybe, but we don't even know you're going to experience that. So we want to get really specific, not just with the feeling, but like, what's the thought? What's really the worst that can happen? And often it's much smaller than you think it is. And the likelihood of that horrible thing happening is much, much smaller than you think it is. So when we push back on that thought, we reality test it, then we can go forth, because we know we've poked holes in that thought, and now we can charge ahead. Those are my 3 strategies.
Which is great. So with those in mind, armed with those tools to silence that inner critic, and really just say to yourself, what do I have to lose? Not much. And what
do I have to lose?
Everything to gain. We want to put forth our first sort of leveraging LinkedIn hack for how to get people to respond to you in your industry. And one thing is, right now, especially on LinkedIn, a lot of different industries and companies are holding free webinars and panels and events online, and you can find them through LinkedIn. So step 1 is to search these out in LinkedIn, and it might take you a couple hours to really dig, but you will find some amazing live events. Let's get you signed up for those. Find out who the speakers are that you are interested in connecting with. Do your homework on those speakers. Go to their LinkedIn profile, Google them, find out if they've got a certain point of view, if they've got a position on a trend or something in your industry. Find out what their career stories might be, any advice they're offering through LinkedIn, and take really good notes. Maybe they've been a guest on a podcast. Find out what their position was or what they said. Take some really good notes and formulate some really good questions that you know will reflect that you've done that research. Attend the event and type in the questions in your chat. They're going to most likely answer you. And if not, they're going to give other people answers. Take note of those answers, what you've learned specifically from them, and then follow up through LinkedIn by sending them a message, an invite to connect. But as always, never just send a generic, hey, I am so passionate about oil and gas industry. I would love to connect with you. Don't ever send a generic message. This time you could say, thank you so much. I attended the event or your panel and I found it fascinating. And especially you gave this advice, XYZ, and you actually answered a question I asked, which was XYZ. So something super specific to show how engaged you are and how much you've done your research. And then ask for the coffee chat. I love 10 minutes to maybe chat with you over a virtual coffee on the phone or on Zoom. Or so that is a great way to connect and hopefully move yourself forward with your networking to get the job, and ask questions and then ask them. And if not them, ask for referrals once you get in touch with them. So hopefully that's helpful, and look for our next video series. We're going to really focus on these step-by-step strategic ways to leverage LinkedIn for you to connect and network and get the job, because 80% of people get their job through networking. Thanks so much. We're the Rad Road.
Thank you.
All right.